All right, a show of hands of how many of you have sat through bad PD. PD that has no relevance to student learning or student growth. That model screams of teacher compliance.
Our vision is to empower teachers to create professional learning that is intentionally tied to student growth. Because we know that as teachers, we find value in professional learning and that growth process when it is linked to student outcomes. So today what we have for you is a framework that was designed to create this continuous growth and this culture of that growth rather than compliance.
Teachers crave high-quality professional development that they know they can implement right away. So we would like to advocate for teachers who want to take charge of their own professional learning and provide them with a network of other educators who embrace the idea of collaboration and are willing to give actionable feedback. We are looking at building teachers' capacity so that we can end up with our improved student results.
So an example of how this model would work. We have Carly, who is a teacher expert and has student data and evidence to show that her instructional practice of, say, blended learning is effective with her students. She self-identifies and self-selects to be a part of this program. Myself, who finds my instructional technology strength in the classroom to work really well with my students, I want more. My student data might show that I could enhance student outcomes with more blended learning techniques. Through state and district facilitation, we would be partnered up based on the instructional practice of blended learning and then would develop an individualized professional development plan. Through this year-long process, we would develop lessons and activities that are vetted and done in our classrooms. We would go into each other's classrooms and be able to observe and give feedback. We would be able to physically and virtually connect and collaborate. So at the end of this process, we would not only have lessons and activities to push out to other teachers, but we would have a documented instructional process to give as PD to our states and districts. This can happen not only on a statewide level, but can happen individual districts across district lines, even at a school level.
And the thing that's great about this for our states and our districts is not only is this plan effective and meaningful for teachers and for our student learning, it's also a very low-cost option. Funds needed for this are very minimal, simply for small teacher stipends, for travel expenses, and for substitute coverage when teachers are out of their own classrooms observing other teachers and working together. In addition to the funding, we have just a few small requests for our states and districts and our schools. One is simply time to be able to put in this important job-embedded and reflective work together. We would also ask that our states and districts help bring together teachers to create, design, and facilitate a network that would allow teachers to partner up in the most powerful and effective ways possible based on their growth and their strengths. And then finally, we would simply ask that our states and districts open it up and make it possible for this kind of work to qualify for continuing education credits, to work toward teacher licensure renewal, and to provide for the hours that are mandated by our states and districts.
As Kentucky, Tennessee, and North Carolina classroom teachers, we have all experienced that traditional sit and get professional development.
This collaborative model is relevant, student outcome-based, job-embedded, professional learning for professional educators. Thank you.